Guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mancha. I am coming to you from London, United Kingdom. To all the subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing and for watching my channel. To all those who don't know me, my name is Mancha. I'm actually South African, but I'm based in London, United Kingdom. So today I'm going to talk about dual citizenship. The reason why I decided to talk about it is because I do get a lot of questions about when is your contract ending so you can come home, or are you renewing your contract in the UK and all that. So basically, dual citizenship is an agreement between two countries. It's a bilateral agreement between two countries. Unfortunately, South Africa is one of the countries which allow dual citizenship. So you can be a citizen of South Africa and a citizen of another country. So I'm gonna talk personally, my personal experience in that. So I do hold dual citizenship of South Africa and the United Kingdom. So meaning that when I travel, I actually travel with two passports. This is a South African passport and this is a British passport. So for one to qualify to have dual citizenship is because there are three ways, maybe more, but I'm gonna talk about those that I know. And you qualify by descent, meaning that if your parents or your great grandparents were born in Britain or were British, so their children and their children, their great grandchildren can apply to have a dual citizenship if they were like born in South Africa or in any other country. Or if you invest in a country, for example, if you're South African and investing in United Kingdom or any other country. Like I said, I'm gonna speak on behalf of me being in the United Kingdom. And then if you're an investor and you contribute towards the economy of that particular country, you can be given a citizenship of that particular country. So, or you can get citizenship by naturalization, which is what I did. So naturalization is when you work in a country and you for a certain period, which is 5 years, and then you get your indefinite leave to remain first, and then you can apply for British citizenship. So the other reason why I decided to talk about this is because I will be going for a European tour, and so I invited some of my friends and family from South Africa. And I found a challenge in that they have to apply first for a visa to come to the United Kingdom, and they must also apply for Schengen visa, and these things needs planning. And with me, I like just thinking about I want to travel somewhere and then I up and go. And I do have a disadvantage because of holding dual citizenship, because there are certain countries where when you use a British passport, you don't necessarily have to go through all those applications and waiting and payment and all that. So this is the reason what prompted me to talk about my experience of holding a dual citizenship. So I don't have to renew a contract. I don't have to apply for a work permit and all that. So obviously I have tabulated it into disadvantages. So when I look down, I've actually made some notes because so I don't forget some of the notes. So obviously having dual citizenship comes with its own advantages and disadvantages. So I have tabulated them like this. I'm gonna start with the advantages. So the advantages are visa-free travel. As I've already said, that if you hold like a British passport, you can travel most countries without having to go through the application of visas and stuff, versus when you have South African passport, there are certain countries that you really have to apply for visa. I mean, for a South African to come to UK, they have to apply for a visa. Do you understand? But when you hold the British passport, you can travel most countries freely. And healthcare, National Health Service. So in Britain, the health service is classified as National Health Service. So meaning it's free for its citizens and the residents. So meaning you cannot just come from another country to come and be operated. There's a fee that you pay. I don't know how much is it. And also education, education also for people who have children or studying or stuff. There's some benefits. I think it's free. I'm not too sure about that, but it is free. So, and also another advantage is when you retire, when you have worked like in the UK, when you retire, you're allowed to have pension like from the UK. So that is another advantage. And the list is endless actually about, so this is just a few of those that I could get that I found that they are personal to me as well. So obviously we do have the disadvantages. So I've listed down the disadvantages as like the environmental. Obviously, for anyone who knows me, I like feeling hot. I don't mind to sweat. I like feeling hot. I like hot weathers. So a disadvantage of being in the United Kingdom is the weather. Most people who come from sunny countries, they complain about feeling hot. There are those people who like feeling cold, but I personally don't like. I don't like feeling cold, guys. So that is a disadvantage for me. But it's got nothing to do with holding dual citizenship. It's just that it's just okay to me that let me just list down some of the advantages and disadvantages. So perhaps maybe let me speak specifically. The disadvantage of holding dual citizenship is double taxation. If you work in both countries, you are going to be taxed twice. You are going to be taxed in the UK, and if you work in the UK and you also work in South Africa, double taxation. You're going to be taxed in both countries. It's a disadvantage. It is a disadvantage, but at the same time, if you're working in both countries, it means you're earning in both countries. So it's sort of like a slight disadvantage. And also, okay, so the other disadvantage, which is not particularly related to having dual citizenship but just being in another country, is healthcare. As much as it is free, but the waiting period, because it's National Health Service, which South Africa I think is in the process of implementing that. I don't know if it has passed the NHI, but as much as it is free, the disadvantage of that is you can't just pitch. If you want to see the GP, you have to make an appointment to see the GP. You have to phone at a certain period between 8 and 9, and when you phone, it will take long. You'll be lucky to get somebody who will just answer. So you'll be told you're number 50 or you're number 1 on the queue, but eventually, if you're sick, you're sick. But so the waiting period, you can't just go to the GP and pitch and say I'm sick, unlike in South Africa. In South Africa, you can just go to any GP and appear there and stand the queue, and you will be seen immediately. So here, you might be seen the following day, you might be seen in 2 days time, but if you're like sick, like you're really sick, so you have to go straight to A&E, which is casualty. So the other disadvantage is space. We in South Africa, we have a lot of space. We have land. We have like big houses, and here, for lack of a better word, we have the space. There's not enough space in the UK, so the houses are small, and so that's another disadvantage. But that's got nothing to do with holding a dual citizenship. I'm just listing some of the disadvantages of of being in the UK. And the other, sorry, let me just check if I managed to get that. Okay, yeah, so food. I mean, I love tea. I love tea, and I'm very particular with the type of tea that I drink. And there are certain food that you cannot find easily in the UK. You literally have to go to South African shop to buy that. For example, I like Five Roses, which I no longer like because it's no longer Five Roses. It doesn't taste like Five Roses anymore. So I drink Jogo tea, and my niece has recommended Ceylon tea, which I'm getting used to it. It's not, I'm not there yet, but it is better than Five Roses. So so meaning food is difficult to get. Not quite difficult, but I mean, you have to go to the shop and buy, a supermarket, get it. So you can't just go to the supermarket here and get Five Roses or get Ceylon, or you have to make a trip to a South African shop to get those things. Like Ruby, Millie Meal, you can't just easily find Ruby if you like pap, for example. And acha, for example, I mean who doesn't like acha? Most South Africans like acha. So it's acha. And as for me, I love mopane worms. I enjoy mopane worms, but I know that I can't get mopane worms. So this is one other disadvantage of being in another country where such stuff is not there. So it's basically food. I mean, there are people who like certain type of food that are not easily found in the country. But when it comes to fruits, Morrison's, Tesco, Sainsbury's, you do find South African food, South African fruits. They do sell them there, and I enjoy just buying South African fruits because they are nice and then they are juicy. I know some countries as well, fruits are also nice, but each time when I see the South African fruits, I'm like, wow. It's sort of, it's also a psychological thing, I think. So, and the other disadvantage is clothes. You know, I mean, I mean, our body shape is not the same, especially in South Africa, SADC region. There, most of us have our body shape is not the same as this side. So we've got a small waist, and we've got like you know, we're nicely like packed, big bums sometimes, for lack of a better word. I'm a plus size, for example. So each time when I buy clothes, I know that I will not easily get clothes that fit. It's either it fits the waist and it doesn't go down, or it goes down but the waist. So each time it means I have to take it to the tailor to be altered. And sometimes I find that, and the tailoring in this country is very expensive, and I'm not good with like doing things myself, like altering myself. So you find that most of the time when I go home, I take them to my sister or to one of my aunts, or to the tailor. It's actually cheaper to do there. And the other disadvantage is hair. Like I've got locks. I've got locks, and to do is hair. Basically, to do hair in this country is very expensive. Like when I do my hair in South Africa, I'm always looking forward to the visit to the salon. So I know that, you know, when I renew my locks, it's I pay something like 180 rands. But when I'm in this country, is to renew that or to do your hair is about £100. And if you do the calculations with the money that I would have done my hair, £100, I could have done my hair in South Africa maybe more than 6 or 7 times. So that is another disadvantage. But like I said, it's nothing to do with dual citizenship. It's just an addition to some of the stuff that a disadvantage. And the other thing is voting. So as a dual citizenship holder, you are obliged to vote in both countries. You are obliged to vote. Like, still on the topic of voting, so we are going to vote in South Africa, and all South Africans who are in all countries or out of the country, please make sure you go and vote. So we will be voting, I think we're voting on the 18th of May, if I'm not mistaken. So I am looking forward to going to the voting station, because you know, it's good, because we'll be seeing other people, we'll be seeing new South Africans that are in the countries, and it's just nice to be around the people that, you know, they come from the same country. And whilst on that, the disadvantage of that, I put it under a disadvantage because we're not voting the same day as South Africa is voting. So we're voting, I think, is two weeks before South Africa votes. And then each time when you vote, I wish that I was in South Africa, because it becomes like, you know, there's a certain vibe. It's like a celebration, it's like a party. You could be standing a long queue, but it's like, you know, it's got a different feel to that. So I've put it down as a disadvantage for voting in another country. Although I know that even here we're gonna vote, is gonna be nice, because, you know, we like just creating a vibe. Any you could be two, and then there's a vibe there. Yeah, so I am looking forward to going to vote. So so I've done that. And another disadvantage is sports, and this now is applicable to having dual citizenship, or working in or being a resident, or having an indefinite leave, or to remain in a country. I don't like to watch a sports where South Africa is playing United Kingdom. I don't like it. I actually don't watch it. Reason being that I love both countries, and so you become conflicted. You know, you obviously, I'm South African by birth, and I'm naturalized to be in this country, to be a British citizen. So I love both countries. So I don't like it when both countries are playing each other, because I decide personally not. I just don't watch it. I just don't even want to know. So that is another disadvantage, because even though you can try and ignore that they're playing, the fact of the matter is they're playing, and you end up thinking, but you know what, actually I am South African and I was born in South Africa, so therefore you will automatically lean towards wanting your country of birth win. So, but again, it is a personal experience. So yeah, so I think I've covered most of the stuff that I thought I should just mention about. So, guys, I will be taking, so because of all this, I will be embarking on a solo European tour, and but I will be taking you along, all of you. I'll be taking you along with me, and yeah. So this will be around sometime next month. And yeah, hope you like, or you like what you heard, or I hope this was very interesting to some of you who may not have known that yes, for the first time I came with a work permit, but I've worked a good few years to be able to be naturalized, so I don't need to renew a work permit, I don't need to renew a contract or anything like that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.